Bouncing back and forth between the champions and challengers division, second-year pro team upTon 187 Crew has finished middle of the pack with 11th, 12th, and 10th place finishes so far this season. The core of the team is strong, but there just hasn't been enough consistency from the roster this season to put them in the top half of the league. They haven't been able to get their starting 5 players on the save page long enough to dominate. Max Trailer got a slow start, but is highly talented. Dan Zaleski and Eddie Painter are neck and neck as the 2 highest-ranked players on the team, and we're still waiting to see the game Nick Laval brought last season, where he looked amazing and was in the running for Rookie of the Year. But 187's great attitude and aggressive mindset should help them in their quest to get back to the Champions Division for World Cup. Led by the most legendary coach in paintball, Shane Pestana, San Jose Royalty is a fearless young team who is intent on moving their way up the ranks. They almost defeated Moscow Red Legion in the Challenger semifinal during the Chicago Open, but made mental mistakes that cost them their biggest opportunity of the year. What they lack in experience, they make up for with intensity and talent. Royalty has a cast of young killers who don't care who's on the other side of the field, as Toke Hamill, Chris Catt, and the 3 Vitalich brothers all look hungry to get their team into the Champions League. San Jose Royalty could just be the best team you've never heard of, and they have a very bright future in front of them if they work hard and stay focused.
Welcome back here, 2013 PSP West Coast Open. We are about to watch the we're going to watch the first semifinal matchup here in the Challengers Division between upTon 187 Crew and San Jose Royalty. There's the schedule. There was the schedule for the day, and there's Royalty on your screen right now, getting ready to roll and play against upTon 187 Crew. upTon 187 Crew has already been in the Champions League. They played professional last year after storming through the divisional ranks, and then Royalty taking the big jump up to the Challengers Division, led by legend Shane Pestana. They have amazing talent on that team with the 3 Vitalich brothers and Chris Catt, and also can't forget about Toke Hamill, who spent time on the Ironman last year. upTon 187 Crew, lots of good talent on that team as well. Dan Zaleski, Max Trailer. They also picked up Matthew Derula, who's on your screen right there. So this should be an awesome matchup. 15 seconds to go before the start of the first point.
You know, and look at the split screen breakout, Maddie. You got Royalty on your left, 187 Crew on your right. 187 Crew's been playing phenomenal this tournament from what I hear. We actually haven't had the pleasure of having them on this field yet, but look at this breakout. Here we go.
So here we go. Matty Marshall alongside Chris Lasoya for this game, and Royalty looks like a good breakout for them as they're able to shoot 2 187 players off the break as Max Trailer takes the walk early, and also Matthew Derula comes off. So only 3 players for 187, and there's Toke Hamill trying to get up the field, trying to fight out of that back bunker. And then there goes, that's one of the Vitalich brothers.
Mirroring up though, number 24 for 187 Crew, Nick Roberts, mirroring him up, trying to slow him down a little bit, but he is in better field position. Oh, he looks like he caught one across the field. Ref going in and check him out right now, and yes, he did get shot. Nick Roberts all alone in this snake right now. He has full advantage. However, number 17, Toke Hamill, who is a seasoned snake player, also knows the shots from there, so he's gonna try and slow him down as well. See Toke Hamill looking down the wire, but I'm not sure if he knows he's at the end of the snake right there or not, Matty.
Well, Royalty started off this play with, the advantage, but then they had some guys get shot out of the bunkers, and Nick Roberts stepping up, shooting 3 guys. And then Nick Laval also steps up. He shoots Chris Catt, so just Toke Hamill stuck in this back bunker on the snake side of the field. So initially, it did not look good for the 187 Crew, but now, though they are down to 2 bodies, it's a 2-on-1 right now between Nick Roberts and Dan Zaleski, and then Toke Hamill for Royalty. Let's see if the 2 players on 187 can take this first point against Royalty. They need to set the tempo here.
They need to spread the field, Matty. Like, these 2 players are both stuck in the same spot. Look at the player on your right-hand side. That's number, I think that's Dan Zaleski. He needs to spread the field just like that, get to the other side of the field and spread it out, get a better angle. You said it's a game of angles, Matty?
Yeah, hey man, the outside guys shoot in, the inside guys shoot out. Typically now, but when it's in this situation where you have 2 players and the opposing team has 1, so 187 Crew, they have Dan Zaleski and Nick Roberts, but Zaleski, he needs to get out there and spread the field towards the Dorito side of the field. Toke Hamill, he's in a really good spot actually to try to fight back 2-on-1 because he's in a stand-up, and you can switch your gun back and forth real well from that stand-up backhand. You can see their left-hand portion of your screen, and then on your screen right now is Nick Roberts, who really went to town to try to, and he stepped up. And that's what 187 needs, man. 187 they have solid core members, but they need some guys like Roberts to step up and do work. And because you need a full team effort, you can't just have 2 or 3 guys out there shooting everybody if you want to win tournaments here in the PSP.
Right. Well, Toe Camel, little note, he came from the Ironman camp recently and went back to play with his friends and boys on Royalty, doing a good deed and actually helping that program out a lot.
Well, Toe Camel, great kid. He's real young. He got picked up on the Ironman to play the Snake. He's kind of hit or miss over there, very aggressive, very talented. But after a while, like you said, Chris, paintball, a lot of it's tribalism. It's like, these are my boys and those are your boys, and we're going to meet. We're going to have a good old paintball gunfight and see who's the best. And he just wanted to play with the, the local crew and try to help them on their quests. And he's definitely a weapon for San Jose Royalty. So Zaleski definitely taking his time to try to spread this field out. And this long point there, Zaleski now finally getting up to the center, spreading the field.
Just like I said, he's got to get up in the middle of the field. Now you can see, you might be able to see the top of his head right under the Royalty's name. There you go. There's a good shot of Dan Zaleski right there. One of their better players, Snake players too at that. That shows the depth of this team. It looks like he's pretty content just chilling out right there for a second.
Yeah, well, when you're up 2-1, you got to win high body situations. It really comes down to Zaleski and Roberts communicating, hey, he's on me, or no, hey, he's on me. And then, it's simple. In a 2-on-1, if you're getting shot at, well, then you just let the guy engage, be real careful. And if you're not getting shot at, you're looking to move. But you got to do it real quick. As soon as that gun shifts, you got to get to the next set of bunkers. And that's what Zaleski's going to try to do. Roberts, on the other hand, all he can do is just continue to close the gap and push forward. But he can't actually utilize any sort of angles. He's basically the anchor, and the swing man is going to be Zaleski there in the center. And looking at Toe Camel's view, again, that's a really good spot to go back and forth.
We start looking at this point in the game. Look at all the pods in the ground behind Toe Camel. Dan Zaleski's out of paint. Toe Camel has got to be getting low on paint. I think that Roberts just loaded his last pod. So now it's a game of chess, so to speak. Oh, nice shot.
Got a shot on Toe Camel. So Dan Zaleski and Nick Roberts. It did not look good, but this is another one of those situations for Royalty. Royalty, they do what they need to do to start out with. They come out and they shoot 2 guys off the break. But then they don't take advantage of that, and they let 187 dig in, get a couple kills themselves, even it up, and then end up winning that 2-on-1. So awesome job by Nick Roberts and Dan Zaleski, who's having a great year for a 187 with 15 minutes and 23 seconds. Super long point. They go up 1-0 against Royalty. We'll be right back.
PaintballDojo.com. Support your favorite pro teams. Get your name printed on pro team gear. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players. Full color and completely custom options. You can build a custom design straight from our website. Gear available for both men and women. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players.
There's legend Shane Pistana guiding Royalty on their way, their quest to try to attempt to get into the champions bracket. And they're down a point right now with 15:23 to go. So here we go on the breakout. Royalty trying to get out wide on the Snake side and on the Dorito side. And another good break for Royalty. It looks like 5 alive for them. Also, 187 crew able to get out and now pushing up the Dorito side of the field as well. So great breakout from both teams. Good field position. Let's see if they can do something with it.
Yeah, right there you see the back line of San Jose Royalty. Oh, Shane Pistana taking the walk on the right side of your screen, unfortunately. So edge up right now. Oh, there goes another player. But down the Snake, going to work over here.
Yeah, it was John Vidalich getting shot out of the Dorito 2. And now Royalty gonna play down bodies again. 187 Crew looking solid as Pike, Laval, Trailer, Derula, and Lazat try to get something done here.
And that's Pike on your screen going to work in this snake over here for upTon 187. I like this snake over here. I mean, if I was playing, I personally wouldn't like it because I probably wouldn't be in it. However, it's just it's so hard to get to, but yet so dominant once you do get there. Risk rewards, like you say all the time, Matty. I love that saying.
Well, on this side of the field, it's risk versus reward. It's a risk to try to get out here on the snake side of the field, but my God, it's such a dominant bunker if you get out there and no one is in there with you. And that's been the case. We've seen that all weekend long. So these two teams fighting it out to see who's going to go into the champions bracket for World Cup. 13:55 to go. Slow points here. You're going to see slower points when 5 bodies are alive off the break. But now San Jose Royalty trying to stave off the attack of upTon 187 Crew, who's in real good field position. They got Pike here close to the 50 on the snake side. They also have the 40 Dorito, Chris.
Yeah, look at number 25 right there for San Jose Royalty. Vidulich is just, he's trying to slow down their Dorito side. They got 2 guys in that far side of the field, just to his right on the other side of the A. Now, nothing's really keeping them too much from coming down but Vidulich. So he's really got to pay attention, because once they do get to that 50 on the other side of the field, oh, did he take one across the field? Checking on his coach.
There's the back line for 187.
And that's what I was talking about, man. Those 2 Doritos right there, they need to get down the field. There's the little bunker on your right-hand side, the little race bunker. Getting there and shooting across the field is going to be key to helping this game out right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, if you're 187, you have the advantage, but you want to be careful. You want to assure that you get that point. And,
Yeah.
Royalty doing a good job, actually just moved up into the Dorito, which is going to slow Pike's roll over here on the snake side of the field. You're looking at the back line there, and then now on the snake side of the field for 187 Crew, that's Joshua Pike. Josh Pike right by the 50. He could get in there, but he does have a player in the snake, as Jason Vidulich is over here for Royalty, so he's looking at him. So this zoned up battle is starting to develop between these two teams.
Very slow points here, Matty. I mean, like you said, a battle of attrition right now. And look at this move right here by Royalty. Him taking the snake, moving up to the second snake, and then getting backed up behind him in the corner. But there's the battle over there on the Dorito side. Look for them trying to get down this field now. Royalty actually moved up in the Doritos. So you can see them. That's a heads-up battle just to your right. Here's the battle. Here's the move I was talking about, man. Look at this move down the far side of the field.
Wow.
San Jose Royalty.
Oh, Royalty is pushing in to 187, even though they have 2 less bodies.
He got 2 on that. He got a 2-pack on that right there, Matty.
Yeah, so now.
Awesome.
Oh, but so Fernandez went down for Royalty, and now it's 2-on-2. So what an amazing move by Fernandez for Royalty to even this body count up. And that is a huge mistake on upTon 187 Crew's spot right there, man. You cannot let somebody run down and make that move. And he came from the back corner bunker, too.
He did. Oh, actually,
well,
he got the Dorito.
Yes, first.
But yeah, he did.
He started there.
Even getting to that Dorito shouldn't have happened.
Such an awesome move by Fernandez.
Good heads-up paintball.
Taking out Trailer and Laval. And Trailer and Laval cannot let that happen.
And now here's the situation. You got 187 Crew on your screen right now, battling the back right corner and his mirror. Now, on 187, he has the inside Dorito behind him. Now he has to go inside. Greg Lazat definitely knows how to play paintball. I can see him going to the center and trying to spread the field for this. But he's gonna have a hard time doing that.
Well, Pike's picking up paintballs off the ground.
Just gonna say that too.
So I'm scared for 187 right now. You got Pike picking up paintballs off the ground. Laval and Trailer let Fernandez run him down over there on the Dorito side. There's 10 minutes left, so they've definitely squandered the advantage that they had. So now can the 2 Vidulich brothers, Jeff and Jason Vidulich, handle it for Royalty to try to tie this game up? So tense moments here in this Challengers Division semifinal game.
Tense moments here. It's a 1-0 game in favor of 187 Crew. This is a crucial point right now for Royalty because time is ticking away. We're down to almost 10 minutes into this game. I mean, time is definitely going to become a factor. I don't think we've seen. I think this might probably be the longest point. We'll go to our stats crew for that. But 1-0, 10 minutes left in the game. That seems pretty much like the longest points to me so far.
Yeah, very long point right here because so much is at stake. And now Jason Vidulich is making his move on Pike. But did Pike shoot?
He caught one.
Pike shot him with one of the balls he picked up off the ground. So Pike picks a paintball up off the ground and so now Jason Vidulich first. So Royalty steps up. Fernandez handles business. Jason Vidulich drops the ball over here. And now it's just Jeff Vidalich, who was able to try to get on over and try to get to a decent bunker to fight against Greg Lazat and Josh Pike. So Pike's still down bodies right now. I'm sorry, down, only has paintballs that he's picked up off the ground in his loader.
Absolutely, and that's, like I said, spread the field, and that's exactly what Greg did.
Oh, look at this, move on the snake side. Vidalich, Jeff Vidalich now in snake 1. Pike zoned up on him, but Pike limited paint right now. Not a lot of ammo left for him.
Look at this
And
battle.
here, Vidalich
one ball
gets
in the
shot
chest.
cross field. It was, I think that was Greg Lazat with the shot cross field. So awesome work by 187. Finally, the last 2 players alive. I really thought that that Royalty might have been able to pull it off, but 187 Crew is going to go up now 2-0 with 9 minutes and 8 seconds to go. What a long point that was.
Amazing.
This game brought to you by CPX, one of the best fields in the world. Definitely want to check out Living Legends next year. It's an amazing big game, such a fun time. We're going to be right back after this.
I'm standing here with Jeffrey Vidalich. That was a pretty long point. You were in that one-on-one. What was running through your mind?
Well, first I noticed Shane getting nicked out of the back center, and slowly started dropping bodies like flies. So I knew I had to protect my front guy, Jason, and the snake, so we could possibly get it down the field and get more kills.
What's the best strategy when you're in that situation?
When you're the last guy alive, really what you only can do is try to trick him out, move up the field, and try to get that kill. If you wait, they know where you are, and they're going to kill you.
All right, we'll see if Royalty can get some points here.
So Royalty down 2 right now with 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and they lose Chris Cat off the break shot by Max Trailer. So 4 bodies for Royalty, but Royalty's in really good field position on this snake side, Chris, with Toke Hamill right by the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Toke Hamill on the screen right there. He can go to work in this snake so well, but getting mirrored up right now. You see number 16 right there on upTon 187. That's Dan Zaleski, another phenomenal snake player. We, talked about him. We called his number out a few times this year. Look for him to slow down Toke a little bit.
Well, and Toke has a back player. Oh, did he get out? Number 15, Daniel Ibarra, finally able to get out wide. And now backing up Toke Hamill, who's in the 50-yard line. So Toke's going to look inside. He's got to be real careful, though. They've got to win this point, man. This is, we're starting to get low on time right now. 4 bodies alive for Royalty, so they are forced to push into the guns of upTon 187 Crew, who is just zoned up right now. They have good field position on the Dorito side, and that guy's got an awesome shot on Toke Hamill. So Toke Hamill needs to be real careful. You see the back line in the Dorito side for upTon 187 Crew looking real solid. With 5 bodies alive, Chris, and all they need to do is just, hey, at this point, take it if it's given to you, but make Royalty push forward and just shoot balls through those lanes.
Maddie, do you think that in this time of the tournament that it's going to slow the games down like we're seeing right now? Do you think that teams are starting to get a little better at locking down the lanes? Or, the level of play is getting better? Or, what's your feeling on these long points right now? And do you think it's going to continue the rest of the tournament?
I don't know. It's tough to tell. We've saw some really chaotic points. It really comes down to how many bodies are shot off the break and what sort of game plans these guys are going with. But there's a lot at stake right now. These guys are playing to go and get into the Champions Division for World Cup. So, on Sunday, sometimes it slows down a little bit because nobody wants to be that guy that makes the mistake and sends his team home. So But it's really going to come down to what open lanes are there and what gets created by these players. Oh, but Toke Hamill trying to make something happen. He gets shot out of that 50-yard line. So 187 crew now in the driver's seat in this point, up 2 bodies. John Kolkman is alive, Daniel Ibarra and Shane Pastana left to try to pull it off for San Jose Royalty. And 187 crew still has their full complement, 5 players on the field with 6:22 to go.
And they're pretty comfortable just sitting there chilling out right now, because right now San Jose Royal, they have to come. But actually, as soon as I said that, running down the other side of the field is upTon 187, coming out shooting Shane Pastana right in the side.
So,
and also number 7.
Well, the 3-5, I was going to say, at a certain point, you're going to have to either concede the point or just giddy up and go.
Yep.
You can't just continue to sit in those bunkers. So San Jose Royalty mounts a push, but it doesn't work as Max Traylor, Eddie Painter, and Nick Laval combine to get those 5 kills. So now we're going to reset, and San Jose Royalty going to be forced to go into the breach of 187. They have to start pushing. They got to start taking advantage of the situations that present themselves and try to create some opportunities. We'll be right back.
No, Dan, not this time. Sorry.
We got in trouble in the middle of that match because we lost our composure.
If you believe in yourself, okay, nothing can stop. If you know you're better than the other guy on the other side, that's all that counts.
That's exactly right.
Okay, it's as simple as that. It's all will.
So welcome back here to the 2013 PSP West Coast Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya, and we're watching the first Challengers Division semifinal matchup. It's been all 187 crew so far, Chris.
Yeah, man, amazing, talent right here. I think they're slowing down the game a little bit. Royalty just can't seem to they're getting on the break. They're doing really, really well. It's the second half of the points that they're not playing so well. Making some mental mistakes here and there. 187 just looking really crisp right now. Really nothing I can say.
Yeah, 187 crew has had a frustrating year. They've been back and forth between the Champions Division, looking like they might be in the Champions Division for World Cup here. So we'll see. It all comes down to Royalty right now. Can they live off the break? If Royalty can't live off the break, then they are going to have it's going to be impossible for them to push into the guns. They need to start shooting guys off the break and get 5 out alive. I know that's really hard on this field. It's very difficult to do. And then also capitalize, man. You get guys like Toke Hamill in the 50-yard line. You can't be getting shot out of your spot at this particular point in this game.
You said it right. And on the break right now, you got Royalty on the breakout, looking to get in the snake. He's not going to stay there for long, but taking out one person on the other side. That's Greg Lazat taking a walk by Josh Pike. Josh Pike also getting shot on 187 crew. So we have a game here all the way up in the 50 snake already, Matt.
Yeah, we do. And here comes Royalty finally taking ground and taking advantage. And now with 5 alive, it looks like they're going to score a real quick one, though they did lose Jason Vidalich, number 25, early. Ibarra right behind him, though, to pick up the slack. They also have the 50-yard line on the Dorito side of the field, but they can't die out of their bunkers. They take out Max Traylor, and here comes the hammer about to drop on Nick Laval. So he comes off, and so finally Royalty getting on the board with probably about 5 minutes and 10 seconds by the time this flag is hung. And now we have ourselves a 2-point game, Chris.
Yeah, man, like you said, there's so many variables that could happen on this field. 4 packs in the snake, just getting down the field. It's only 2 points and 5 minutes left. Our quickest point, like I said countless times, is 17 seconds. So, I mean, anything could happen. Penalties could happen. Guns going down. It's all the unforeseen circumstances that happen during a game. Anything could go down right now. It's not like they're up 5-1 with only 1 minute left. This is very, very possible for San Jose Royalty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And hey, man, can Royalty continue to push forward into the guns of 187 crew? They did a great job that last point. 2 points separate these two teams. It is absolutely possible that Royalty could get back in here and tie it up with the amount of time they have left. You can score quick points on this layout, but it comes down to the break. Also like to thank our sponsors, the platinum sponsors of the PSP, Empire, Dye, GI Sports, Planet Eclipse, DLX, and the HK Army. Please help the sport. We're trying to push paintball forward here, but we need your help. If you're out there watching, please go to the websites of the people that sponsor the PSP and also people that advertise with the webcast. There's tons of actually great deals. If you're a Dynasty fan out there, ansgear.com is offering 10% off all Dynasty merchandise. Also, JT's giving away a Z100 Splatmaster pistol with the purchase of another one. And there's great deals, and they also have deals on Empire's deals on loaders too. You know, so please help us help the sport. We're trying to push paintball forward, but it's up to you in the amount, how much we can make that possible. So please contribute, because we're doing our best over here. And what a great tournament here, man. 4th event of the PSP Tour. We got World Cup coming up. Definitely make sure, sign up your team early. Go to pspevents.com, get your team in the fight. There's going to be between 350 to 400 teams at the World Cup this year. And Chris, I mean, I don't know about you, but how many years you been going to the World Cup now?
Man, I've been going to the World Cup.
What was your first World Cup?
I want to say 90 something, 99? No, I mean 89, I'm sorry. 89 or 90? 94. No, 90, and it's up in New York, Poughkeepsie. I actually just saw a flag going on the other side of the field on San Jose Royalty. Unfortunately, getting a minor penalty and losing 2 on the break. Not looking good right now.
Yeah, that was the worst possible timing for Chris Cat to get that penalty, because it just leaves Shane Pistana and Fernandez. They might actually want to. Oh, so there was.
That's a bummer. You know, we just got the call in from our stats tower saying the penalty was for too many men on the field. And you know, that's one of those mistakes when you're such a young team coming up. You know, little mistakes, either not having enough or having too many.
Royalty, they are their own worst enemy. They get in good positions and get shot out of them. Too many men on the field in the most important point of the tournament for them. Little mental mistakes are going to destroy all of the effort that you put into the tournament. So you really, you know, it's so frustrating if you're a Royalty fan. Now, on the flip side, what a breath of fresh air for 187 Crew as they get a gift here. They've earned a lot of these points out here, but that last one, Royalty spotted them, a couple bodies there, and they took the absolute most advantage that they could as they go up 4-1 here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We'll be right back after this. Let's take a look in the pits here. There's Max Trailer from 187 Crew getting ready to roll for this next point. They are looking awesome, definitely looking like they want to play in the Champions Division at Cup. Also, the winner of this game goes on to play the winner of the next match between Tauntauns and Aftershock. Tell your friends about that one, man. I can't wait to see the Tauntauns, who came out this event smashing people as they got dropped down last event, and they are just out for blood. And also Chicago Aftershock, they look very hungry, very talented. So many different diverse playing styles on that team. But I love watching Aftershock play because they are not scared. They push forward, and they got a great wild style out there. And I really feel if they could just, as long as they're willing to put the effort in, there is no reason that with the talent level they have on that team, they can't get and take that legendary name, that Chicago Aftershock name with 5 world titles, and bring it back to the top again under the leadership of Mikey Bruno. On the breakout here, now 187 gets into the snake with Dan Zaleski trying to push forward. So it's going to be tough now for Royalty as they have Fernandez, who got shot off the break. Were able to shoot out Nick Laval though. So Nick Laval coming off early, so it's all even up on the body count here. 4 bodies for each team on the field, but much better field position for 187 Crew as they are in the snake. And he also has backline, looking at the back line right now. And that's Jarula, Matthew Jarula, who's right behind Dan Zaleski. He's really getting pinched back there though, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but 187 Crew, like you said, best field position right now for them. They're up 4-1. They literally could just sit all, but losing their 50 snake player, Maddie, is not going to help the situation. But number 3 right there, Darula, sorry, is shutting down this snake side. 3 minutes left in the game. Royalty can't just sit back on their heels. They got to get up the field, and they just don't look too energetic to get down the field when they really should be at the 50s by now. You know, on the back line right there, 187 trying to shut down and slow down Royalty. You know, it's 3-on-3 right now. We got Darula, Trailer, and Lazat against Cat, Jason Vitillage, and Daniel Berra. 4-1, 3 minutes, time ticking down, and the hopes for San Jose Royalty.
Yeah, so 3 minutes left to go. Let's check in real quick with Lauren on the sidelines with 187.
I'm down in the 187 pit with Eddie Painter. Eddie, you guys were undefeated in prelims, so obviously you're doing really well. How has the layout been playing to your strengths?
We really like the layout. There's a lot of on-the-break shooting. We feel like we're good at that. There's a lot of like quick lanes to run through. If you can get through it, you can do a lot of damage on that snake side, and we pride ourselves on our fast snake players.
You are ahead 3 points. How has the competition been in the challengers bracket this weekend?
It's been good. There's been some tough grinds, some hard points, but then there's those points that they're just more inconsistent than the Champions Division.
Okay.
That's where they let out.
We'll see if 187 can keep the lead for the win.
Well, they're going to lose a little bit of the lead right now as Daniel Ibarra and Jason Vitalich step up here. Jason Vitalich, 4 confirmed kills for him. And it's looking like we have ourselves a 2-point match with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. What that means is things are going to get a little entertaining as San Jose Royalty forced to push forward with really low time here. So they are going to, they have to go forward, look for maybe some crazy plays up the center. We're going to be right back after this, man. It's going to get crazy. Don't go anywhere.
A&S Gear rocks the largest inventory of any paintball retailer. From our massive selection of guns to our endless supply of goggles, paint, loaders, tanks, and apparel. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner. Shop now at ansgear.com.
So here we go. Situation right now, in case you just tuned in. It is 4-2 in favor of Upton 187 Crews. Looking like, Chris, they are probably going to be advancing to play in the Challengers Division final and move into the Champions Division for World Cup. However, with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left and the fast young guys that Royalty has, there is absolutely a chance that they could come back here and tie this up and force it to an overtime. Awesome thing about overtime on Sunday is that if it goes through the 3-minute time period and nobody wins the game, it goes to one-on-one shootouts, and those are always entertaining to watch. So maybe the paintball gods will gift us with some shootouts today.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch, actually. I want to see some of those games because there's so much talent out here. It's awesome to see who is going to pick who. I mean, you know, the talent, the roster's talent. I mean, the talent on the rosters is so deep on some of these teams. It'd be hard to pick, you know? So
I totally agree.
Split screen
breakout. Who are you going to send out for those one-on-ones? That's always the question.
Who's playing well, though? That's I mean, not necessarily the best player on the team all the time. It's who's playing really out of their minds.
So split screen breakout. Now you're looking at Royalty. Can they push forward? And it looks like, yep, body drops off as Jeff Vitalich is taking the walk early. Oh, Toe Campbell takes the walk early, too. So just 3 players left alive on Royalty to try to push forward. Let's see if they can do it.
You know, let's say right now, I mean, you're Dan Zaleski. I mean, you're up by 2 points. There's a minute left, a minute and a half left. Well, I just sit there and shoot my gun and shut down the lanes. I mean, why do you need to do anything?
Oh, absolutely. That's all you need to do, man. 1 minute and 21 seconds left. All you need to do is just tighten it up, make sure you cross it up, and do whatever you possibly can.
Yeah, and you know, look, they got good field position. But Dan Zaleski says, I don't care, I'm going anyway. Down the field. But that's one thing you don't want to do, man. You don't want to force it and get a penalty, you know, and end up with a guy in the box and all of a sudden they get 1 point. I mean, there's so many variables and problems. You know, God, I just don't know if I like that decision. You know, I understand it. I love his enthusiasm. Don't get me wrong. But on the flip side, why?
Well, what would you do right now? There's just not much to do. You know, I mean, down 3 points right now with 1 minute and 12 for pride.
I'd run right down the middle of the field and just blast everybody.
Well, there's Shane Pestana here in the Royalty pits.
No.
It's all right, guys.
You can see the frustrating looks on their faces as they realize their chances of being able to play in the Champions Division for Cup are slowly starting to fade away. And Royalty, though, man, Royalty, I'll tell you what, Royalty, it absolutely can be a top team. They just need some time. They need some seasoning. They need a little bit more tenacity, a little more execution. Let's look at this replay here on that bunker move down the snake side of the field. And that was Derula, or it was Dan Zaleski, sorry. So Dan Zaleski, you can see, yeah. So Dan Zaleski, he had gone out of bounds. And if he hadn't gone out of bounds, he did that run through pretty clean, man. Dan Zaleski, nice form there, and then dives down, gets as low as possible, trying to avoid those crossfield shots and checks his pack. And the referee in there going to pull him out. So with 1 minute and 16 seconds to go here in this match, it's looking like upTon 187 Crew is going to be playing this afternoon against the winner of the next game. Tauntauns going to be taking on Aftershock. Definitely want to make sure you tune in for that one because the Tauntauns, both those teams are very exciting to watch, and the Tauntauns have been blazing through most of the teams in the Challengers division. They went 3-1, and Aftershock looking real strong too. Also, they got that new pick of Carl Markowski. He's really one of the fastest men in the game, so we're all glad that he has decided to start playing paintball again. But there's, I mean, AJ Lawhead, all the other guys that Aftershock has, there's always something going on every single point. Those guys just take ground.
And then you got Mikey Bruno's crazy plays. You know, look at Royalty just going to work. You know, and this always works for teams, man. Why don't you play like this all the time? Be aggressive. You know, I mean, look at this. Yeah, you know, these guys just, God, it's playing well, but getting chopped up. You know, I mean, what are you going to do?
They went forward, Chris, and that's the most important thing is push forward. And that was one of Shane. You can see that every single one of these guys is just on Royalty is hanging their head right now. But there's still a player on the field, and that's Bat is going to do it. 32 seconds.
Now it's Chris Catt.
Yeah, so Chris Catt was the last player left alive for Royalty, trying to score up that Dorito side of the field. But too many bodies from 187 Crew, and they stopped the push from San Jose Royalty. So Toe Campbell did some damage today for San Jose Royalty, 5 kills for him. Also Jason Vidalich, who plays on the snake side, he also does work too. So Chris Catt, so they both had 4 kills, but 187 Crew just better today. And as the time, it looks like 12 seconds left. So we may see one more point.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, well, I mean, no pun intended. You know, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to come out for some blood? Like I probably would. I mean, Royalty, I'd probably run on the field and just try to put it on somebody. Or do you say, you know, you take lumps, say, hey, you beat us. You know, just come out and just kind of walk down the field, shake their hands, run the clock off. You know, it is. I don't know, dude. They came a long way, and I'm looking forward to Royalty playing. You know, look at them. They're in Toe Campbell, just not having, you know, a good day right now. You know, he's played very well.
He's not having a good day because they're losing, but he had a pretty good.
Absolutely.
He had a pretty good game here. 5 kills in a game, solid. You know, they've only played 8 points, so 5 kills and 8 points is nothing to That's nothing to hang your head about.
No, not at all. And you know, you got it. This team is up and coming, man. You can't hold your head down that much. Yeah, you know, things didn't go your way, and unfortunately, things, you know, you're not going to make the Champions Division for the World Cup. But man, it's a work in progress.
I'm a fan of San Jose Royalty because of the youth they have on that team, the aggression they bring when they play the game, and the leadership behind the squad. When, you know, Shane's such an animated character, such an amazing paintball mind, and I really like what every single time these guys play, they play with no fear. So it's just going to take some time for them to develop their game, and that is just seasoning is all it is.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is now we've seen Royalty get into the semifinals 2 events in a row and be able to, you know, have these close games. Though 187 Crew, they just look better today. So the teams have agreed not to play this last point, but 187 Crew, you know, they're going to, again, be playing the winner of Tauntauns and Aftershock. But they have got to be incredibly happy right now as they are going to be moving into the Champions Division for World Cup. So the next game is going to be coming at you 10:30 Pacific time. It's going to be Tauntauns there on the bottom part of your screen here. Tauntauns and Chicago Aftershock.
That's going to be a
guarantee that one's going to be interesting.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
If that one's a very slow game, that's going to be a minor miracle because it's almost impossible, it seems like, for Chicago Aftershock and the Tauntauns to check their aggressive nature. It's just the way they play the game, which makes it really fun to watch. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines with 187, the victors here in this match.
I am down here on the sidelines with Nick Laval and Matt Jarula. Congratulations, you guys are bumping up to the Champions bracket for World Cup. You've played in both the Champions and the Challengers bracket. What do you think are the defining factors that make a Champions team?
I mean, there's a lot of defining factors, but I think the most important is being able to focus in game. A lot of inexperienced teams, you know, when you go down a point, it's really detrimental to your heart and the way you play. and experienced teams in the Champions Division have been there, done that, so they play their best paintball no matter what the score is, and I think that that's a big difference between Champions and Challengers teams.
Playing in the Champions bracket at World Cup is definitely a goal for all the Challengers teams. What do you guys need to focus on to make sure you have a really great showing in Florida?
I think the biggest thing for us, we just need to focus on playing as a team, communication, playing off each other. Before this event, we spent a lot more time practicing amongst ourselves rather than flying out to practice other teams, and I think that really, paid off here.
Okay, well, congratulations, guys. We will see you on the Champions field. We'll have another game coming up, so stay tuned.